your time. As we go into this call, I want to encourage you to be open-minded, but also this story that we're going to share and all the stories we're going to talk about may be something that might, inspire your family or at least educate you on something that you've never heard of. And so I'm going to actually give everyone an opportunity at the end to ask questions, but I'm really excited to know that no matter where we sit, we are connected. So I'm actually in Australia. I'm in Australia, Queensland, and this is my family. We have been a part of this journey for 5 years, and we know that it's things like this is going to be, I'm sorry, I have 3 boys at home. These 3 boys, it's holidays. And I know that as we talk, I really hope that this may find some interest and you may enjoy the information. So our family, as you can see, is a part of something bigger. We are sitting in a land of, cotton, and it's not ours, but our family's heart loves nature and we love adventures. And as a family who loves adventures, we want to live the best health possible so that we can live and enjoy and experience life. And so for my son, my oldest son, who was struggling with a lot of health issues at the time, we knew that this was going to be a challenge if we wanted to have an optimal health and have great adventures. So I had to look at ways to optimize our health, and we did diet changes. We looked at many different things. But as we went through life, it was really difficult. He was struggling with ADHD and epilepsy and a few other things. And my husband was struggling with brain fog, sleep. There are so many different things that our family just threw us out of rhythm. And in that process, financially, we were pretty cash strapped. We really struggled to go on adventures because life is expensive, and I wanted more for my family. So as we went through this journey, I was introduced to LifeVantage. I was introduced to it because of our health, and we looked at how we can optimize our health. But in the process, I was actually shown a solution for my family that went through deeper levels of how to support my family in their journey. So I'm going to introduce something to you that you may or may not have heard of, and it may be something that might intrigue you to learn more. But oxidative stress is one of the root causes of life's aging. And so as a family who wanted to live a better life and live healthy, we knew that we had to address root cause issues. So my friend introduced me to oxidative stress. She posted a post on Facebook. I was looking and I didn't know where to find answers for our health. And so when she taught and educated me on how oxidative stress is linked to every disease and illness that we know of, it's also a part of the aging process. It's when free radicals overwhelm our cells and our cells start to break down. It made sense that our family was just overloaded by oxidative stress. We ate healthy, but my husband had a lot of exposure to chemicals in the agricultural industry and then also in the mining industry. Stress was a big factor in our family at the time. So we knew that we weren't living optimally. Sometimes you can control the quality of your water or maybe what diet you have, but you can't control things like Wi-Fi, radiation, pollution. Those things affect our cells, but they actually do more than that. They impact our health in every single way. And so when your body is overloaded by free radicals, we know that you can actually start to see a difference in your skin, in your organs, or just your mood, motivation, and lots of different things. But it actually, yes, sorry.
Excuse me, Talita, your volume went down quite a bit for me. I'm not sure if for other people.
Is that better?
Yes, much.
It
Thank
is.
you.
Okay, apologies. I'm just putting my earphones on. I have kids in the background and I just need to zone in and share this information with you. So it's school holidays here. We are on our last week of school holidays, and so the boys are playing outside the door. So what do? We can live a healthy life, but we know that a lot of the air we breathe is still polluted. We know that pesticides are used yearly on all our foods, And we also know that over 200 toxins are a part of our children, even as young as a baby born. They have tested umbilical cords, and we know that the chemicals that comes through shows up as lots of different things, between behavioral issues to irritability to sickness to poor sleep, lack of focus. And we know that the EMFs and the amount of phones and different exposures we have is also impacting us in lots of different ways. I know for my family, we try and limit the screens because it does. My children just struggle to be effective if they have too much screen time. So until LifeVantage, which is what we're going to talk about tonight, there was no solution to reducing the amounts of oxidative stress. So no amounts of fruits and vegetables and vitamins and minerals, special antioxidant potions or tablets would help protect our bodies against the assault or free radical damage. So we can eat healthy, we can do everything we want, but unfortunately, when you look at reducing oxidative stress in your body, direct antioxidants is not enough. 1-to-1 ratio, so 1 free radical to 1 antioxidant molecule. It's not enough for our body to combat the amount of free radicals we have in our environmental factors. So there is a more powerful solution, and it's called NRF2. This powerful solution is actually inside your cells. It's ready to go. This is your gene pathway that looks after producing antioxidants in the body. It produces catalase, glutathione, and SOD at a much higher rate than any supplemental antioxidant can be. So we know that NRF2, which is this gene pathway, when it switches on, it goes into your cells and it starts this production of antioxidants, and 1 million free radicals are being eliminated every second that it's active. And so I know that our family's pathways were not switched on because we were struggling with the effects of free radicals, even with a healthy diet. So the science is something that really interested me because I love researching how our bodies work. And when you can find solutions that are more powerful than just supplementation, that's pretty powerful. So NRF2 may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and extraordinary preventative breakthrough in the history of medicine. So we know that as we age, life happens, but this is a key pathway that needs to work. If this pathway is switched off, your body can't function properly. So what do? How do you switch this pathway on? Well, you can take 2 cups of broccoli sprouts every day. That switches the pathway on a little bit, but most people don't. Most people's diets are not enough to switch this pathway on. So what is another solution? Protandim. This is a product that can lower oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days and up to 70% in 4 months. The 5 ingredients are natural, and they actually go in and target the gene expression pathway. They're not there to supplement, they're just there to activate this pathway. And we know that as we eliminate free radicals, our bodies start to actually react from that and actually get in a better process and a better way of dealing with the stresses that we have in our life. So if you look at the ingredients on their own, they're not very powerful, but in a synergistical effect, they are very powerful. So the science is something that I mentioned, and I know a lot of people go, well, what if, what do we know that it actually helps with? How do we know that it helps? Well, if you research on PubMed, where doctors go for research, you will find that oxidative stress is linked to hundreds, if not thousands, over 200,000 disease and illnesses as a root cause. So I know that Protandim can reduce oxidative stress. Now, another thing that really interested me was that Protandim was also on this website. It's where doctors go for research. It's the National Institute of Health. That's the word. And so PubMed is got peer-reviewed studies. The research is out there. And to me, it really stood out because there was 27 studies published by American Heart Association, Skin Cancer Foundation, and a lot of different institutes. And so as a family who were just looking to optimize their health, knowing that I was taking something that had research behind it was good, but the fact that it was peer-reviewed independent research really stood out to me. We have over 2,000 medical professionals a part of this business because of what this research has done, and they recommend it to their clients. So NRF1 is the second pathway we look at. As our family started activation, we found that we were sleeping better, our mood and motivation was improving, brain fog was clearing, we had energy to actually run with the boys. But the biggest thing that I saw in my son was he started to learn more at school. He was able to focus and concentrate. Now, he still had a lot of his symptoms from his epilepsy, and so we were hoping that we could address some of his issues in his cells so that his body can function better. Now, I can't claim to treat, cure, and prevent disease, but what I do know is that his mitochondria was not functioning. So mitochondria is the energy of your cell. It's the powerhouse. So if your engine doesn't work, your cell can't function properly. So we know that if we can support this engine, it actually supports the energy to the cell, and that is incredible. That means the engine can clean the cell, it can run and make power in the body. 95% of your energy comes from the mitochondria. So this is a gene pathway, NRF1. It actually is also dormant. So you need to turn it back on again. Your diet, most people's diet don't turn it on. And that's why Protandim NRF1 is so unique. It goes in and switches on the production of your antioxidants. It looks after biogenesis and autophagy and lots of different things. And so as we go through our activators, each of these activators are unique to your cells, and they work in a specific synergistical effect to turn the genes back on again. So NAD is the third product, and I'm running through these products, but I really want to just highlight the fact that if you can lower oxidative stress, if you're looking at a vehicle, you've got rust in that vehicle, that is the NRF2. So it actually lowers the oxidative stress in the body. NRF1 is the engine. It creates the power in the body. NAD is actually your computer of your car. If the computer doesn't work, the body stops working, or the car stops working. It can't communicate. It can't do what it needs to do. And so we know that Protandim NAD does exactly the same inside your cells. It actually turns on your computers or your sirtuin activity. It helps with mental focus and concentration, positive mood and motivation, mental and physical energy, and supports healthy inflammatory responses. So the three products together work in synergistical effect. They're our core products that we have, that we know that every single person needs. No one's NRF2, no one's NRF1, and no one's NAD functions without support. And so supplementation is just not enough to address these issues, because it does not turn and trigger the pathways on. So if you have a look at NRF2 on its own in the gray bars is how much it turns on with just the Protandim NRF2. But if you put the three together, you have a much better regulation and higher upregulation to actually create synergistical effect in the cell to function properly, to keep healthy, to help with recovery and all the processes in between. The other thing that's really important is brain function. I know most people who struggle with a lot of brain function is because they've got brain fog, they can't think clearly. I know for my son, it's about focusing and learning at school is a challenge. And so LifeVantage has produced a product called Axio. Now, this is a brain drink. It is a nootropic. It is probably one of the things that I have seen great results on, no matter the person. You can actually have a look at the brain scans and see that there's a massive change in the waves of your brain when you turn this pathway back on, or when you help the neurons in the brain start to communicate, and you're feeding the brain what it needs to be healthy. So all our products are clean, they're natural, they have been designed to activate the pathways. They're called nutrigenomic products. So that means that it's nutrition and genes. We look at the science between the two and how can we trigger these gene pathways to regulate well, to protect the cells, and to look after our cells. And so the whole range, including the external products, activate the cell pathways. We actually have a Skin Cancer Foundation study that was done on the anti-aging cream, and it found that it could reduce melanoma by 55%, or 55%, sorry, it can reduce melanoma by 33% and the risk of getting it by 55%. And so I know that as we look at our health and we want to live optimally, it's not just about addressing issues, it's actually about being proactive. If we can be proactive in our health, we can have a longer, healthier life that brings joy, and it brings a better, I guess, impact in our lives. So we have some specials going at the moment, and we're just going to finish off with these specials. And I know that some of you have looked at this information before and some of you may have not. But until the 29th, we actually have a sale happening. And so ProBio, Axio, our whey protein prebiotic drink, we've got an incredible omega that you can trace from boat to bottle. And the exciting thing about it is it doesn't taste fishy. It actually has a beautiful, clean taste. So you don't burp that fishy taste afterwards. And it's got a perfect combination of your fatty acids, including a vitamin called vitamin D3. So that's another thing that's really important for your immune system. So the omegas and the probiotics, all of them are 20% off until the 29th. We have a plum spiced Axio, which is a limited time flavor. It's a limited edition, and you can purchase two and get the daily wellness for 50% off, which is actually your immune system drink. So it has vitamin C, zinc, elderberry. It has a special fermented yeast that actually supports immune systems. It's got a lot of research behind it. And that's a daily drink that you just use to support your immune system. But I'm going to actually hand over quickly to Samantha, who is going to take us through our first offer of today's call. So we have 2 days worth of calls coming through where we want to put just something extra special on for everyone. Samantha, would you mind sharing your story on how you love the Axio and also the Tri-Synergizer products and what that has done for you?
Yes, I would be happy to. So I am taking Axio regularly. I usually have 1.5 to 2 packets a day. I am thriving with this as a regular part of my life. I'm in a long-term recovery from a brain injury, and I have found the Axio to be key for me. I have been on it now between 5 and 6 weeks. I would say I used to, and I'm very excited to say that word, used to experience 100% of my life with extremely thick brain fog, as well as a slew of cognitive issues and some, many other things. I attribute my improvement in cognitive issues, other symptoms, and no brain fog specifically to the Axio drink. In addition, I think it's allowed me to make progress with my physical health. So I love it. It's fantastic. Most of the time I drink it cold, but now we know that the spiced plum is fantastic, warm. Everybody loves it warm. So this is a special that we're doing right now, just for this evening. And if you place an order this evening by 9 p.m., is that this evening or tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
And your order is $150 plus. Of course, if you make a choice with one of the packs, you'll be over that amount. You get a gift of a packet of the new special edition spiced plum, and it's limited. So how you add that to your order is real simple. At the bottom, you see you will add an Axio spiced plum to your order, and then we will reimburse you. If you're in Australia, you'll get reimbursed the cost, most likely through an electronic payment of some sort. And if you're in America, we'll just pop in the mail 15 packets of any Axio to you, and you'll get to try some different flavors.
Thank you, Sam. So
You're welcome.
LifeVantage, our company is all about health, and we're all about looking at health in a different way. But also we want to look at how we distribute our products in a different way as well. So we love where customers can love products, get the same price as our referring partners. We love the fact that no one has any lock-ins of any sort. You can literally jump online and order the products. They get shipped to your door and you have control over your account. So you can start up and you can cancel at any time. And the other option that we love is the fact that customers can refer people and they get a discount on their order and a discount on the person that they're referring's order. And then the other option that we do is we have a distributor pack that we know helps people see the vision of who we are as a company. And I'm just going to quickly highlight some things about us. If you've never heard of LifeVantage before, we've been around for a while, but we do like to make ourselves recognized so that people know exactly who they're looking at and what we actually do as a company. So LifeVantage has been around for 12 years. We're headquartered in Utah. We are publicly traded. So on NASDAQ, you can look at our stocks. We are debt-free. Our CEO and CSO have over 50 years of experience. And the exciting thing about it is we have disruptive products that are backed by science. So if you're someone who loves science, then you know that this is going to change people's lives. And I know that this is something that for my family was important when we were partnering with a new company. We wanted to make sure that not only it was just us loving the products, but there was actually something that validated why people needed to see and look into activation. So Erin Brockovich is one of the board of directors, and we have been recognized by a lot of financial institutes on top of industry leaders. And because we trade on NASDAQ, we actually have annual earnings that we have to put out and disclose to people. So some people look at this as an opportunity because their family and friends are suffering or struggling with health, or their friends and family also need to hear about this business opportunity. Most people have never heard of nutrigenomics, but the science is there. There's over, like I said, 2,000 medical professionals now actually sharing and educating people on these products. And we know that as we are growing, there is a time where you will be the only one knowing about it in your friends and family circles. And there's a time where everyone will be telling you about it. So you've got to decide whether you're the one who wants to be told about it, or are you the one who is going to share it with other people? You can look at the different incomes, and each level brings in their own joys and their own ways of helping support your family. I know when I looked at this, I could see a way for me to stay home with my children and actually be more present. I could actually be more flexible in the school holidays. Instead of putting them in daycare, I could actually stay home and then they can stay home. But the biggest thing that I find is the freedom that it's given my husband and I to look into ways that we can live in a more time freedom manner. I really value the time that we have with our children when they're young. And I know that as they grow older, that time changes. So the fact that we can take time aside, my husband can take time off, or we can decide to go traveling or whatever we want to do, the income opportunity is still there for us to earn an income. How do you run a business with LifeVantage? You have an app. So many companies like Uber, Airbnb, they run fully just on an app. Their whole business is an app. And so our company has developed an app that helps support you with customers. It helps support your customers and your team. It helps you build your business in the nooks and crannies of your life. And so we support a team by launching them well. Many families have goals. Many families have stories that they have not told yet because they're not there. And so we want to help families reach the stories, the place where they can share their story. We can help people earn $1,000 in 60 days. Now that, of course, is limited to a program that we have to launch you. However, it does take the effort that you put in that brings the results. Of course, we can't claim that anyone can make a certain amount of money, but we can show you how other people have done it. And it's a 3 simple step system that helps people move forward. So how do you get started? We love our 2 packs, and I would love to invite Sam again to break down these 2 packs. These packs are a once-off purchase, investment into using the products for your family, or into actually looking at this as an opportunity to share with others. You get all the website material, all the trainings, you get everything on top of this purchase, and there's no extra fees involved. So Sam, would you like to take us through what the bonuses is for the next 2 days if someone decides to purchase the kits?
Yes, I'd be happy to. This is what the kit is in America. This is the Premier Pack. This is a very simple, very basic, let's just get the business started. So it comes with the Tri-Synergize in the bottles, an extra bottle of NRF2, 40 packets of Axio, the probiotic, the anti-aging cream. In addition, it comes with your shopping website, your informational website, everything that you need to get your business started, both to sell the products and to build the business through sharing the business opportunity with others. In addition, just today and tomorrow, we are going to offer you an additional bottle of NRF2 and the full-size packet of the spiced plum that has 15 packets of the Axio in it. Those two are our gift to you if you make an order and purchase it by tomorrow evening. Let's go ahead to the next slide. This is called the Elite Pack. We also call this the Family Pack. In this pack comes a wider selection of our products from several other lines that we produce and carry. Again, you'll see on the left, those 3 bottles that are Tri-Synergize. This time you get 3 extra bottles of the NRF2. Just below that is a tall, narrow box. That's again Tri-Synergize, but in individual packets for the people, the days that you might need it to just go on the go with you. There are 2 full-size bags of Axio, 30 packets in each. So that sets 2 people up to be on the Tri-Synergize and Axio every day for a month, and 3 extra bottles of the NRF2. You also get the entire skincare line, the entire hair care line, and you get some additional supplements. Our daily wellness, which is for immune health. You get the prebiotic, the probiotic, the omegas. And what I love about this is that we can trace it from the fishing boat on the date that the fish was caught all the way to the bottle that it's put in. You also get 5 boxes of 10 packets of Axio. So these are, we could call them a sample box. So you can use them yourself, you can use them as gifts, or you could sample them to other people, sell them, or perhaps let someone try Axio for themselves and see the difference it makes in their life. The big difference, in addition to more product, is that this pack comes at a 48% discount. The last one is at a 32% discount. So you get a wider selection of products, many more products at a deeper discount, and it comes with 2 additional things that are incredibly special. One is a ticket to our national convention. It's once a year, and it's coming up next week. Also, you get a ticket, an annual ticket to what we call LifeVantage Academy. So that is 8 times a year, about every 6 weeks. We have a Saturday morning training for 3 hours done by some of the top people in our company, especially for those of us who want to learn. And instead of paying for those tickets, they're included in this Elite Pack. Why? Because we know that if you want to make a move with your business, this really is the best way to go. Not because we want you to have more product on your shelf, because we want you to use it. The reason the company wants you to use the product is because we can educate what we know. And we know what we use. So because we're educators and not salespeople, it just makes sense, if we can, to start with a larger family pack. It also sets a family up to have everyone, a family of 5 or fewer, or 6 or 7 if your little ones are quite little, to have everybody activated. So 48% discount, additional training available, and does anyone have any questions about those?
I
No
have one
question?
question. I have one question, Sam.
Yes.
Where were these bonus products when I got my kit? I'm just saying.
Exactly. I'm guessing you weren't on the last couple of days of the month when we were all trying to rock it. So for those of you who
That's
aren't
awesome.
quite sure why we're offering all these bonus products, it's because Talita, who has been speaking, and Katie, who is in the cream colored sweater with glasses, and myself, and Dana, who is just speaking, and we are all really intending to grow our business quickly. We would like to advance in the company very quickly, and we are. So this month is a huge push for all of us to advance and rank. And so that's what we're trying to do. So we're giving you some incentives, the equivalent of cash in product that we know you will use and love, to help incentivize you to help us get where we're going.
And in the process, it actually helps people feel better and do more. So I want to
Amen.
actually invite Dana across. Dana is one of our beautiful new girls who has a gorgeous story, and how how she has seen a difference from just surviving to actually stepping up and living again. Dana, would you like to share your story?
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to. Thanks, Talita. So I'll try to make this kind of as short and concise as possible. But so basically, it started back in March, the very beginning of March. I was diagnosed with COVID. On about the sixth or seventh day, I don't recall exactly. I stood up and immediately just got out of breath. I could barely walk to the bathroom. My husband decided it's time to go to the hospital. I could barely get myself dressed at that point. Anyway, fast forward, I ended up spending 15 days in the hospital. 2 of those days in the ICU. And it was a very surreal experience. I actually turned 39 in the hospital in isolation. And the doctors and nurses were very, they really didn't understand why it hit me so hard, because I wasn't in, the 65 and up age group. I didn't have any pre-existing conditions, and they tested for various autoimmune things while I was there, because they were like, we don't know. But anyway, I left the hospital. I was still on oxygen. I could barely walk. I could not go up one step by myself. Eventually, I was finally able to get off of the oxygen. And actually, my lungs are testing in normal range, which I thank God for. They're definitely not normal, not my normal, but at least, I'm not on the oxygen anymore. So that's great. I was out of work for a few months. I went back to work, and it was when I went back to work is when I noticed just how what I realized what fog really was. And it was so bad that it was impacting my work on a daily basis. Part of my job is on a help desk for a suite of systems for the Navy, and so I would take a call. Normally, I'm on the ball and able to handle business and take care of someone and get back to them within just a couple of minutes. But I would take a call, write, a name and number and email address down, hang up the phone, completely forget that I had just spoken to someone, and an hour later look down, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, like and it was happening over and over and over again, and like just so not like me. Like, I'm usually on my game. Not only that, but the the energy, I was just so drained, even months later, just so drained. Like I would get up in the morning with giving myself just enough time to like brush my teeth, grab, like the very first thing I did was coffee first. Like I had to have coffee very first thing. That I would brush my teeth and go straight into my office because I'm working from home and get to work. When I got off work, I would do the family things that I absolutely had to do. And then as soon as I put my kids to bed, 7:30 and 8 o'clock, I was physically beat for the day. I could do nothing else. I had to go straight to bed. I was barely getting any, housework and things done. Like, it was really bad. Not only that, I was dealing with a lot of heightened anxiety from what I learned was PTSD from the whole situation, which caused pretty bad insomnia. I was having to take at least 20 milligrams of melatonin every night just to get to sleep. But that didn't mean that if I woke up in the middle of the night, there wasn't any like getting back to sleep for at least a few hours, if at all. Some days I would take, I was prescribed trazodone. And sometimes if I had to, I don't know if anybody knows what trazodone is, but it basically knocks you out. Like they give it to my dog when he needs to go get, things done at the vet. Because he's so big and scary. Anyway, so some days I had to take the melatonin and the trazodone just to sleep. So anyway, praise God, Katie came into my life earlier in the year, and we had been back and forth, and so she knew, like, she was such a blessing throughout the whole COVID ordeal and everything, but she told me about Protandim, and she started telling me about the research she was doing, and she was excited about it and like how it's going to help her family. And I'm learning more and more about it, and I'm just at that point I was just like, something's got like I got to be able to do something. I'm like, what, and we determined like this would probably help me. So what, I got on the NRF2, and within 4 days it absolutely just amazed the heck out of me. My brain fog started to lift. Some of my energy came back. I was able to, when the kids went to bed, do dishes, prep some food for dinner or for meals the next day, and have since been able to start. Well, let me circle back just a little bit. So because I did get the Premier Pack, I have the Tri-Synergizer. So after these great effects for about 4 weeks on the NRF2, I added in the NRF1 and the NAD synergizers, and it's just, since then, it's just, my energy has skyrocketed. Like I'm able to get up early and work out. I'm able to do even more around the house. I'm able to stay up even later and do things. Like it's 9:44 here in Maryland where I am, and for me to be up at 9:44 at night is like, and be able to do things. Like I could go fold laundry if I needed to right now. That is freaking huge. Like I said, before it was 8 o'clock, like I hit the bed and that was it. So it's just huge. The Axio that Sam mentioned, I absolutely love it because it does, like, I've only been on these products for a short amount of time, but when I drink the Axio, it actually does give me like a little boost in the clarity and focus and energy, like just a really clean boost, and I absolutely love it. Yeah, I will be on these products for the rest of my life, and I want everyone I love on these products. And I am very passionate now about wanting to get this word out to other people who, have been through the same things that I have. And, because I was feeling, let me tell you, I was feeling so deflated, so helpless. I didn't think I was ever going to feel normal again. I just didn't. It just didn't seem like that was a thing. Like, okay, well, this is just life now. This is the way life is going to be, so I have to deal with it. But it's not. There is hope, and I feel like it's honestly like my obligation, like as a Christian, and it's my civic duty to tell other people that there is hope out there. Like, COVID does not have to ruin your life. So anyway, I will shut up. I don't want to take too much time, but that's about it, Talita. Unless there's any other
Awesome.
specific questions you want me to answer.
Well, I think everyone can see your heart and see the journey you've gone through. I really appreciate you sharing. Every person who goes on these products have different results because you're switching on a blueprint that's unique to your body. And that's what's unique about these products. They're not supplementations, they're activators. And so if you can see what the science and everything else is and marry that up with all the results people are having and the stories they're sharing, it really truly is a product that we can all feel really grateful for that we have. So I would like to open up a conversation and questions. As you can see, I have kids in the background. I'll just ask them to move out. Sorry. There was a cat laying on the bed that they wanted. Poor cat. So who would like to, has anyone got any questions? I guess that's where we're at. If you're good with questions, but you would like more information about the specific products or something that suits you, what you're looking for, then reach out to the person who invited you. And also remember that we have these specials on until the 29th. So it's up to you if you want to take a hold of them or at least go into our community and read some of the stories and testimonies that people have shared. But we thank you again for your time and we appreciate sharing with you. And we hope that you've learned something new and something different tonight. Thanks so much, everyone.
Thanks
Thank you,
for being
Talita.
here.
Thank you, Samantha.
Talita.
Thank you.
Okay.
Welcome.